Hello, everybody. Today we're going to dive deeper into July 2026 monthly forecast. So get ready because July is a massive pivot point, not just for the month ahead, but for the next 1.5 years in your life. Now, we're going to talk about the sun journey in Cancer, and at the end of the month, how it's going to shift into Leo. We will also talk about the massive 4-degree planetary activation point, and we will talk about the two lunations. We've got two lunations this month, July 14 and July 29. We will also touch base on the Mercury retrograde energy and the shift that will take place this month, as well as the brand new evolutionary chapter of the North Node shifting signs, which is something happens every year and a half. Okay, so we're going to start with the sun journey and the main story of this month. Now, the sun is your attention, it's your vitality, it's your growth. It's like continuing your journey, how you're going to live each month, and the new story that's created by the sun shifts and transits. Now, this month, the sun is in Cancer. And it's inviting us to reconnect with our needs, our emotional needs, our belonging, our sense of security, the family, the home, where we live, and how we are connecting with the environment around us. It's a continuation or kind of a reflection of how Jupiter spent a whole year in Cancer. Now it has shifted into Leo, which has shifted our energy. Make sure to listen to the video I have posted about Jupiter shifting into Leo. Now the sun is in Cancer and it will go through multiple transits, which I'm going to go through each one. The first one is the July 6th, the sun squaring Saturn in Aries. So while the sun in Cancer, as I mentioned, is seeking emotional security, comfort, protection, the Saturn on the other side is asking us to look for our responsibilities that we have in our life, responsibilities for ourselves and other people we take care of, and step into this personal individuality while taking care of the responsibilities. Now, the square is a tension. It's a tension between two planets, and it's asking us to rise above the challenge that this square is causing. So what is the challenge? The challenge is learning how to honor our emotional needs without allowing fear to enter our life. The old conditioning. Fear can be coming from old conditioning, how we have been conditioned since the childhood. The need for our safety that is holding us back from taking responsibility for our own growth and independence. So where do we need stronger boundaries? This is one of the questions that we will need to reflect on that is being brought because of this transit. How can we let go of old patterns and put more healthier boundaries so that we can let go of reacting to the old conditioning patterns that we have carried for very long? Now, the next transit that the sun is going to have this month is Mercury Cazimi. Mercury Cazimi means the sun and the Mercury meets together at the same degree. That's happening on July 13 at the 20 degrees. And Mercury Cazimi happens at the heart of the sun. So this is how it's called, creating a moment of illumination because the sun illuminates Mercury, even though it's in retrograde. It creates clarity, it creates insight. So both the sun and Mercury are in Cancer. While Mercury is retrograde, this is creating important realization that's coming around emotional needs. What are your emotional needs? How is your family dynamic shaping your life? And the past experiences and what truly make you feel safe and supported in life. Now, because this is happening while Mercury is retrograde, something important might come up into your memory. You might remember something from the past, or you might understand a story from a different perspective, or emotionally reframe the story. Information that was previously hidden from you or overlooked might now come to your focus, offering you a new perspective on old stories. Okay, the next is the Leo season. So on July 23rd, the sun is moving into Leo, reclaiming your light. What does that mean? The sun shifting from the nurturing and protection towards self-expression, Leo, creativity and confidence and joy, authentic leadership. So Leo is inviting you to reconnect with your heart, with your joy, to celebrate your uniqueness, your individuality, and step more fully into the gifts and talents that you are here to share with the world. So what's happening here is like after a whole month with the sun staying in Cancer, and all this month we have been reflecting on emotional needs, going through the Cancer season. Leo season comes, encourages us to move from the self-protection into self-expression. Like, how can you shine more authentically as who you are, show up as who you are? Now, towards the end of this month, the sun is activating the larger planet Jupiter, the bigger story. And that will be part of the second lunation this month, which I'm going to go through in the next topic. So that is going to happen where we're going to have a full moon in Aquarius as soon as the sun gets activated by Jupiter. So if we look at the bigger picture, on July 28th is a big day, very big day. Now, the lunation is happening July 29, which I'm going to explain in details, but I just want to highlight the fact that July 28th is one of the biggest days this month, because on that day, the sun will conjunct Jupiter in Leo. Sun will conjunct Hygeia as well. Hygeia is an asteroid, but it talks a lot about our healing or about our health, about our emotional health. And the sun will also opposite Pluto in Aquarius. This is a big one because this is an opposition with the big transformation Pluto in Aquarius. And the sun will sextile Uranus at the same time in Gemini and trine Neptune in Aries. So what a big day. So that is going to create a powerful energy activating point, encouraging you to expand, to be seen, to create out of your self-expression and align with the larger future vision. And there is also other things that's happening, the shift of the nodes, which I'm going to put all together in this picture. But now I want to drag your attention to reflect on very important questions. What are you ready to take up more space in your life? And which part of you now wants greater visibility, greater self-expression? What are the hidden fears that are preventing you from expressing yourself? And this is coming because of the sun opposite Pluto. It's coming in the shape of hidden fears that's not allowing you to fully shine and fully express yourself. Okay, let's talk about one of the very main stories this month, which is the 4-degree activation. Why is it 4-degree activation? Why is everybody talking about it? Because we've got Jupiter in Leo opposite Pluto in Aquarius, and we have the same time Jupiter sextiling Uranus in Gemini and also trining Neptune in Aries, and all of this happening at 4 degrees. And this is like something that's defining this year, one of the biggest transits this year. The story behind this transit is like Jupiter is asking us, Jupiter in Leo, is asking us to expand through creativity, to show up who you are, show up with courage, with confidence, with self-expression, to create something that makes you feel you're shining, you're being seen, while at the same time, it's opposite with Pluto in Aquarius. So there are some challenges. And these challenges are reflecting the old identities that no longer fit in your current life and current stage in your life. It's the old fear. It's the old conditioning. It's the old pattern that is pushing you towards to a new evolution, helping you to shape your new identity. But there is some kind of challenges that is happening at the same time. And that is changing because everything is changing around us. And those are the challenging. We are getting to adapt to this new identity while facing those challenges around us. Now, at the same time, it's forming a sextile with Uranus. Jupiter is having sextile in Uranus in Gemini, which opens up new possibilities, new learning, new communication, new friendships, new connections, new perspective. With the trine with Neptune in Aries, it's inspiring, it's creating a new vision for you, personal growth and inspiration. Now, this is really a month of expansion and expanding towards the larger version of yourself, releasing the old identities that no longer fits. Now, it's no wonder that it's 4 degree, and 4 degree, according to the degree theory, is talking back to Cancer, which is while all this is happening, it's talking to your emotional well-being. How can you maintain your emotional well-being? How can you maintain the healthy connections with your family and healthy boundaries and living a healthy condition while maintaining and going through all this creativity and all this evolutionary as we see. Okay, let's talk about the lunations. So we've got two lunations this month. The first one is July 14, the second one in July 29. So the first one, we have a new moon in Cancer at 21 degrees. Now, I will have a separate video specifically for this one, but I'm going to go quickly so that you have a bigger picture and overview of what exactly to expect this month. So in this new moon, the sun will be conjuncting Mercury at the Mercury Cazimi. This new moon is inviting us to new emotional well-being, new emotional renewal, healing, connection with what truly nourishes you. You're going to focus on home, family. You will focus on emotional security. You'll focus on self-care during this time. And you might start something new, start a new healthy pattern in your life. With this Mercury Cazimi, which I just talked about, it's giving you, while Mercury being in retrograde, a new realization can emerge during this time. But it's all talking about emotional well-being, emotional patterns, family dynamics, and personal needs during this time. Now, the second lunation will happen July 29, and this one will be a full moon in Aquarius at 6 degrees. In a full moon, we've got the sun and the moon opposite each other. At the same time, the moon will be conjuncting Pluto in Aquarius, while the sun will be opposite both Pluto and the moon. And that's really strong. These are the fears that I was talking about that can come up during this time. But at the same time, the moon will be trining Uranus in Gemini and sextiling Neptune in Aries. So this full moon will illuminate a lot for you. It will illuminate the tension between your personal expression, how you want to show up, and the collective conditioning and the fear from being seen. So something could culminate, something could finish, because you need something to end so that you start something new. So you might become more visible. You might require to release something in your life at this point that will make you feel more confident and that will make you feel more creative, self-expressed, shining as you want it to be. With Pluto involved, there is a transformation, and this could be very profound because the moon is conjuncting Pluto, it's opposite the sun. So it's like a very strong one, and there's a lot of energy happening at the same time. Now, the one thing that I want to talk about is the retrograde, the Mercury retrograde. We are already in the Mercury retrograde season, and during this time, we will go through the whole Mercury retrograde. Please watch the full episode I have on Mercury retrograde. It's going to give you more insights, but there will be more retrogrades during this month because the retrograde season will start, and we will have both Saturn and Neptune going retrograde. Neptune will go retrograde in Aries on July 7. It will continue its retrograde journey until December 12th. And this will be an invitation for you to revisit the dreams, to go through your spiritual beliefs, to see your personal vision, like reflect on how Neptune has traveled since it moved earlier this year into Aries, and how you have went through all these spiritual inspiration, visions. What dreams did you have? You will go through this period of reflection until December 12th, and then you will be ready to implement those dreams in the new year. So the reflection could be, what dreams need more clarity? What did you want to start and wasn't able to because you didn't have the whole picture together, or you didn't have the energy to do it? And what needs grounding? Because sometimes Neptune can be very idealistic and not realistic. So we need lots of grounding. And during this retrograde time, you will reflect of what dreams is realistic and what other dreams might not be realistic, and you need to refine those dreams. So the second planet that will go retrograde is also Saturn. It will start its retrograde in Aries as well at 14 degrees, because Saturn moves quicker than Neptune. And it will retrograde until December 11th. So it's kind of like both those planets are moving into the same retrograde time. Both planets retrograde from 5 to 6 months each year. So this is not something new, but we get to reflect a lot during outer planets, because Saturn and Neptune are outer planets. So with the Saturn retrograde, it's time to review commitments that you have done during this year, since Saturn moved into Aries early this year. Responsibilities that you have, the leadership, the personal authority, what you have power of and what you don't have power of. And the questions that will be reflecting during this time is, What do you want to start in your life while keeping your mind in your current responsibilities? We're not leaving our responsibilities behind, but we have visions, we have dreams. And how can we move with those visions in parallel with the responsibilities, let go with whatever doesn't fit in our new phase and continue with the ones that make sense because, this is a new start, a new phase in our life. Now, the one thing that we need to mention as well, we will finish the Mercury retrograde season on July 24th because Mercury will end its retrograde in Cancer at 16 degrees. And this is a very powerful degree. I talked a lot about it in the Mercury episode that I had, so make sure to watch this one. So after weeks of reflection, communication begins to move forward again because Mercury is the ruler of communication. And insights that were gathered through Mercury retrograde now can be applied. So the reflection questions that we will have at this point is, what clarity have you gained during the retrograde time? And now you are being asked to implement those changes based on what you have realized. Okay, one more thing that we need to talk about, we cannot ignore during this month, is the biggest shift of the nodes, North Node and South Node. They shift signs every 1.5 years, and because I do whole house systems, so they will shift houses as well. So the North Node are finally shifting. North Node is entering Aquarius and the South Node is entering Leo. See, there's a lot of focus on Aquarius and Leo axis. We've got the lunations there. We've got the Jupiter moving into Leo. We will have the North Node and the South Node as well. So it's a lot of focus on being seen while carrying your main responsibilities in the collective as well. So it's a new 18 months evolutionary chapter that begins in your life, depending on where is Aquarius and Leo axis in your chart, because they're opposite each other and they represent an area in your life depending on the house that they fall into your natal chart. Now, Aquarius is inviting us to grow in our community through innovation, through expressing ourselves, while the South Node in Leo is reminding us that the old parts that are familiar in Leo, it is about our individuality. It's how we integrate ourselves in our communities and contribute at the same time to the social network while keeping our identities visible and not losing track of who we are. And that's really the biggest important lesson during this month. Okay, so this month is inviting us to strengthen our emotional well-being. It's connecting with our authentic expression and it's beginning stepping towards a future that's unfolding in front of us in the next 18 months. So I wish you a very happy July month. Let me know in the comments how that works for you. And thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.